Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuning into 10 minutes of BPTV News with me, Thục Anh, and now following are the headlines as usual. Mid-Autumn Festival in Binh Phuoc highlights children's role. Hải Phòng Binh Phuoc exchange experience in building e-government. Prime Minister presides over the government's September lawmaking section. Cuban state orders matter bestowed upon Vietnamese National Assembly leaders. Train carrying export to China from southern Bình Dương province debuted. Moving on to the details, a program for children on the occasion of the Mid-Autumn Festival entitled Full Moon Night, Lantern Light Up Children's Dream took place recently in Binh Phuoc province. The programs were held by the Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union Central Committee and attended by State President Võ Văn Thưởng.
On behalf of party and state leaders, President Thưởng extended a wish of excellence in study and life to the children. He affirmed the party and state has priorities in taking care of and protecting children and adolescents, which is a critical and strategic task for Vietnam's sustainable development, he reiterated. 50 orphans whose parents passed away during the COVID-19 pandemic and 50 children from poor families in Binh Phuoc province were presented with 2 scholarships, both worth 2 million Vietnam dong each. One was a state president scholarship and another from the Youth Union Central Committee and other agencies. Over 1,000 local disadvantaged children also received mid-autumn lanterns and gifts worth 350,000 Vietnam dong each. The Chương Group Joint Stock Company also presented 600 gifts worth a total of 180 million Vietnam dong to local children at the program through the Binh Phuoc Provincial Youth Union.
Deputy Chairwoman of the Binh Phuoc Provincial People's Committee, Trần Tuyết Minh, has received a delegation from the Hải Phòng City Peaceful Committee on a visit to the province to study and exchange experience building e-government.
The two sides discussed their achievements in administrative reform and building e-government in recent times. They also voiced an expectation that more meetings could be held for them to further share their experience to improve both localities' ranking in administrative reform and building e-government. The Hải Phòng City's People's Committee was interested in Binh Phuoc's experience in implementing an Intelligence Operations Center (IOC) using sensors data in public governments and policies on public affairs, building human resources in administrative reform, setting up a database to monitor local civil servants, and other tasks that Binh Phuoc has performed in recent times to advance National Scheme No. 6 on population databases.
A cultural exchange between children from different ethnic minority groups in the southern region took place recently at Binh Phuoc Province Cultural Center. The exchange was held within the framework of the Regional Ethnic Children's Cultural Festival.
With the theme Vietnamese Children Proud of Their Ethnic Culture, the exchange aims to honor children from ethnic minorities, recording excellent academic achievements, and to encourage them to promote their community's traditions and culture. It also affirmed the proactive role of the youth and young pioneers organizations in protecting and taking care of children and adolescents. It is expected to draw the attention of other authorities and relevant organizations in promoting Vietnam's Great Unity Bloc. On this occasion, the Ho Chi Minh Young Pioneers Organization presented a reading space costing 350 million Vietnam dong to children in Binh Phuoc province. In coordination with the Vietnam's Women's Union and the Binh Phuoc Provincial Party Committee, it also presented 100 gifts and scholarships to ethnic minority children in 7 southern localities. Each gift package included stationeries and 1.5 million Vietnam dong in cash.
Moving on to the top stories around the country. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính on September 28 chaired a monthly government lawmaking section to discuss a proposal on drafting the law on management and use of weapons, explosive and sporting tools.
Participants looked into a proposal on building the law, amending and supplementing a number of articles of the law on advertising, the issuance of documents, detailing and guiding the implementation of laws, ordinances, and resolutions of the National Assembly and its Standing Committee that have taken effect. Prime Minister Chin said, in the first 9 months of this year, the government has focused on implementing 3 strategic breakthroughs, including institution building and perfection. Therefore, the government has spent a lot of time and resources, and applied innovations to promote the work of building and perfecting laws, remove difficulties and obstacles, and unclog all resources for rapid and sustainable development. He requested participants to thoroughly discuss important contents raised at this session to ensure its progress and quality.
7 incumbent and former leaders of the Vietnamese National Assembly and its agencies have been honored with orders and medals of the Cuban state for their significant contributions to the relations between the two countries, as well as their legislative bodies.
President of the National Assembly of People's Power of Cuba, Esteban Lasso Hernandez, on September 27th, presented the National Order of Merit Manuel de Cespedes to National Assembly Chairman Phương Đình Huệ. 6 other incumbent and former leaders of the Vietnamese National Assembly and its agencies were also honored with orders and medals of the Cuban state for their significant contributions to the relations between the two countries, as well as their legislative bodies. Addressing the function, Huệ stressed that it is the honor of not only the individuals but also the Vietnamese National Assembly, people and generations of National Assembly leaders to receive such orders and medals. At his meeting with Hernandez earlier the same day, Huệ emphasized that the Vietnamese party, state and people always treasure and wish to further tighten the solidarity, friendship and time-honored cooperation with their Cuban counterparts. To boost the legislative ties in the coming time, the two sides will continue with mutual visits, especially those by friendship parliamentarians groups and National Assembly agencies. The leaders agreed to organize the meeting of the Inter-Parliamentary Committee next year.
Ladies and gentlemen, Prime Minister has sent a dispatch to ministry, agencies and localities affected by the torrential rains and flooding, asking them to focus on responding to and dealing with flood consequences.
Heads of the People's Committees of affected localities were requested to evacuate people in areas with high risks of flash flood and landslides, while providing affected households with food and necessities, making sure that no one face food shortage. The government leader ordered urgent measures to ensure safety for people in traveling through areas with a risk of landslides and protect the safety of works under construction, dams and reservoirs, while standing ready to roll out search and rescue activities. As of 8 a.m. on September 28, torrential rains and thunder killed a local in Quang Tri province, injuring 7 people and leaving 1 missing. Many roads were also damaged.
Authorities of Southern Binh Phuoc province and the Vietnam Railways Corporation held a ceremony on September 27 to launch an international multimodal train supporting goods from Samphan Station to China.
The train consists of 19 carriages carrying about 500 tons of tapioca starch. It departed from Samphan Station in the southern province of Bình Dương and is scheduled to arrive in Phu Thien, Chungcheou in the Chinese province of Henan on October 5th. It marks the first time the station has been involved in the local export-import activities. Bình Dương province, one of the industrial hubs in southern Vietnam, has risen to the 3rd place nationwide in terms of exports-imports, about 40% of which has been with China, mostly via waterway and partly by road.
And that is all for today on BPTV News. Once again, thanks for your watching and goodbye for now.